And welcome. We are back finally. Get
Yes,
some
long time.
more recordings, podcast
Yeah,
episode out there. It has been a while. Uh,
yeah, we had a lot going on.
yep, we both had a bunch of IRL stuff taking place that
Yeah.
slowed things down.
When was our
Uh,
last podcast? Like 2 months?
it's been a while. It has been a while. I'm not positive on the exact time, but yeah, it's
It's
been a
been a
while.
minute. Yeah.
We had a lot of you had some stuff going on, and then I had some stuff going on, and then between
And then
myself and
Elden Ring.
family, yep, my family's been sick, and
Right.
so had a lot of that stuff going on. We're all sick again, but we're here. We wanted to especially get this episode out because we have a lot of WoW news that has come out in this last week.
Yep. Yep.
Um, But yes, I am here, your host, Buckblind, along with our other host, Bioshock, on the right side of your screen there.
What up?
How's you doing, Bio?
Good. Good sleep.
Yeah.
So off to a good start today.
Right? Yeah, I slept for like 8 hours last night.
Yeah, I think I slept for like 9, so that was good. But
Nice.
like yesterday, I slept for like 15. That was too much.
Same. Yeah, I got that 15-hour sleep too. Had a
Yeah.
fever and everything, so yeah, I was out. But yeah, I've got computer projects to work on over the next couple days. Gotta put my new hard drive in, swap out power supply in Kyler's computer. He's my oldest. Gotta swap out his power supply, and then I think I'm gonna do a transfer everything over to my bigger case. Just that way I
Yeah.
can modify it in the future. And that computer really needs a new processor and probably some more RAM in it as well, because it's an old computer. I got the computer in 2011, I think. It's
Okay.
yeah, it's a 12-year-old computer. But anyway, WoW news. So the big announcement, we've got a lot of things going on. We have MDI. We're going to cover a little bit of the MDI stuff that's gone on. We've got the 10.7 patch is or 10.0.7 patch is
Yep.
coming out
They
in a
have
couple weeks.
yeah, March 21st. People are saying so.
Yes, yeah, it's the 21st. That's confirmed.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. They announced that
Okay.
earlier this week, along
Okay.
when they were announcing everything else. But the big news is patch 10.1 PTR is up.
And cinematic came out too.
I haven't seen the cinematic.
I'm like 30 seconds into it. It's almost 4 minutes long.
Nice. But yeah, that is all going on. We've got a lot of big news for that. There's a lot of interesting stuff that I've read on the PTR that looks really, really interesting.
Yeah.
So we're going to cover some of that. We got a lot of news. So let's jump into it. Let's start with the MDI.
Yes.
So I don't know how much you have paid attention to it. I have not paid a whole lot of attention to it, but I've been tracking who's been doing what. So we had Group A was about 4 weeks ago, I think it was. Echo pretty much went right through it. They swept everybody until the only loss they had was in the finals. They lost the second match and then won the third one to win the whole thing, which I don't think anybody's surprised that Echo won Group A. They've been the team to beat for pretty much the last couple of years, 2-3 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they are moving on to the finals, and Sloth Sloth is who lost to Echo in the final match, and they won the lower bracket. So Echo and Sloth are who moved on. Sloth had a bit more uphill battle. They didn't quite sweep everybody. They had a loss in a couple of their matches, but they were able to hold on and move along.
Yeah.
Group B had another 8 teams in there, and another team I don't think too many people were surprised to see win it was Perplexed. They ended up going on again, just like Echo. They swept the first 3 matches, only lost in the second match of the finals, and went on to win. And then In the lower finals, I don't think that's right. I think they've got that wrong. They're showing Perplex winning both the upper bracket and the lower bracket. I don't think that's possible. I'm pretty sure it's actually Donuts that won that lower bracket. I'm not entirely sure what's showing up. I think they've got a glitch on their site. And then Group C, Monka won the upper bracket, which again, I don't think anyone's surprised. They did clean sweep that. So that was a pretty easy win for them. And then Thundered won the lower bracket. So those are the 6 teams that are in. Currently going on right now, actually, is the Last Stand, which is it's not the same head-to-head matchup as what we've seen for the first 3 groups. What they're doing is all the teams have a preset dungeons that they are going to be doing, and it is they are just going through them all on their own as fast as they can. And the 2 teams with the fastest total time, I think it's 5 dungeons that they're doing. The 2 teams with the total fastest time from all 5 dungeons, those 2 teams will go on to the championship bracket and actually go to the finals. So those are going right now. If you want to check those out on Twitch or on YouTube, I guess, because they're doing stuff there. But I know you said you got to see a little bit of it. What did you notice about comps and stuff like that?
Well, it's all the same stuff. Proud Warrior, Preservation Evoker, and then run Unholy Death Knight, Feral Druid, and Shadow Priest. Every team, I swear.
Yeah.
There's a couple teams that swapped out like Shadow Priest for a Rogue or like just swapping with one of those. But for the most part, it was the same 4, being Proud Warrior, Healing Evoker, Unholy Death Knight, Feral Druid, and then like a 5th.
Yeah, I would have been very surprised to see anything other than Prot Warrior as a tank.
Yeah, but
they're so much stronger than everything else.
This isn't MDI related, but from watching a lot of streams with people doing high keys like 20s plus, running tank 4 DPS.
Right.
Like, it's kind of crazy, but because they do the Prot Pally, right? Prot Pally has a lot of healing.
Yeah.
So I saw, as not just like 1 streamer, I think I saw like 3 streamers, maybe 2 or 3, of these guys are in like 22s, 23s with a Prot Pally, the 4 DPS. It's kind of crazy.
That is interesting.
I can expect that to work at lower keys, but to do it like 20s plus, kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I could see it working if it's all Demon Hunters. I'm honestly surprised that they can do that with other DPS, but I could see 5 Blood DKs. I could see that working because they just don't die.
Just take forever.
Right. But yeah. So the MDI, like I said, currently going on is the Last Stand. Check that out. It kind of covers just the MDI part of it. I mean, Echo is probably going to be the favorite to win it.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I would say Perplex is probably the second favorite to win it. Just in my personal opinion, that's what I'm guessing. I don't think any of the normal Asian teams that we see are competing, since all of the China servers are shut down. So yeah, that's yeah, especially the people that were pro players and stuff like that. I mean, obviously they probably have other games they can also play as that they're really good at, but that's all that work and effort, and then just to have it. Yeah, hopefully they can come up with something. I know Blizzard is working on trying to come up with a contract with another company. There is a lot of interesting tweets and posts surrounding that whole incident. Also, way back when that happened, it's been a while. I think it was back in January when that happened. But yeah, the NetEase, I believe, is who it was they were with, or I can't remember if it was NetEase or someone else. But yeah, they NetEase did not like Blizzard. There was a lot of whenever that deal expired, NetEase posted a whole lot of pictures and videos of them celebrating being rid of Blizzard. So I don't know what all happened there. I don't know the details. It was interesting though.
Right.
Anyway, moving on. So
Ooh, I had a few things.
yes.
So, just a couple things for the patches coming up is we're going to the Forbidden Reach. You know,
Yep.
where you start the objective you start at.
Yes.
That's kind of cool.
Now this is this is the small patch that's coming up in 2 weeks, correct?
Yes.
Awesome.
And then with this patch, you have the heritage armor for the orcs and the humans. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if you've seen them, but they look good. You know, it's exactly what you expect for like an orc and a human. It's really clean. Also, they're making it so the goblins, Lightforged Draenei, and Worgens can be monks.
Yes, I think I saw that. That's interesting. Get more options as far as monks go.
It makes sense because like it's not lore-wise not locked.
Yeah, I mean, monk.
It's like a warrior and hunter. You should go with everything.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Monks. I don't really see any reason that anything should be prevented from being monks, other than maybe orcs. Just because orcs, you know, with I don't know. It just depends. Maybe the Magar orc could do it, but I feel like regular orcs would, you know, with the bloodlust and stuff, it'd be hard to have that Zen focus thing. But you know, I wouldn't have a problem if they did.
Well, you can be orc monks right now, anyways.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yeah, my monk's an orc.
Nice.
What do we got? We got
let's see. Yeah, I haven't looked too much at this upcoming patch. Just a little short one. Let me pull this up here. 10.0.7. So we've got, like I said, the orc and human heritage armor.
Yeah.
Here's what I
want to see.
The
repel rework.
Yeah, I'm curious how that'll go.
So I have an issue with it a little bit right now. So I've been looking into it quite a bit because I thought it'd be fun to try it out. You know, cause it looks fun. And so I was like kind of looking into it. You know, it looked pretty strong. Be a top contender in Mythic Plus. And then like yesterday they nerfed the crap out of them already. So, like they're bottom in Mythic Plus comps right now. Like they're like bottom 3.
Right.
And then they let classes like Rogue say top for the last 3 months. Sub and Outlaw both top. They don't get any nerfs, but then they try and bring Ret up just a little bit, and they get nerfs. It's like, come on.
Yeah, some of the balancing and stuff that they do, I don't know. I feel like a lot of it is a little too knee-jerk reaction at times.
Yeah. Like definitely, the Ret Poly was definitely strong, but that's what you should be doing. You should be bringing classes up, you know?
Yes, I agree. Yeah, another thing that they're doing with this small patch is a refresh to the Recruiter Friend. So let me see here what that entails. Looks like they are changing around maybe some of the rewards, maybe?
For what?
The Recruiter Friend. I think they're they're adding some new rewards in.
Tabard and stuff.
Yeah, so that'll be kind of cool. I get some of that stuff with my double accounts that I have. But yeah, you know, 10.0.7, good time to come back, get prepped for Season 2. One thing that is going to be interesting, I think, with the new 10.1 patch, Embers of Neltharion, that is going to be coming out probably, my guess would be end of April or beginning to middle of May is kind of my guess. I'm guessing beginning of May is kind of when I think it's going to come out. Yes, yeah, the 10.1 is...
I don't know, I saw say that it's going to be in May.
That's what I'm thinking. It'll be either end of April or beginning of May, because so far what they're doing for their patches is basically 45 to 50 days between patches. So if they follow that pattern, then you're talking, let's see, you're talking, there's 7, 14, 21, 28, 32, 35. Yeah, you're talking like May 16th, May 9th, somewhere in that range probably.
Yeah.
So that's my expectation, is that that'll come out May 9th. Now, it's possible it may come out a little bit faster than that. I don't know. We'll see. I would not be surprised if that came out like April 28th or May 7th. But I would guess or not 7th, April 25th or May 2nd or 9th, somewhere in that range. But my guess is if they stick with the current pattern, May 16th is probably when we'll see it. Which is fine. Me personally, I know everybody loves the quick patches and all this stuff. And this is just me and my own personal way of viewing it. I don't like having the short, quick patches because it feels like I'm rushed and it feels like I'm behind. I mean, I'm probably not, but it just, every time they come up with a patch, it makes you feel like, well, shoot, I haven't done half the stuff I wanted to do. And I just feel like I'm behind. So I don't know. That's just a me thing. I don't think it's really the case. The only real benchmarks are the seasons. What I don't like is how everything keeps changing. Like they're doing massive class reworks every single little patch. That I'm not huge on. I understand like it might be necessary for certain things and for certain classes. But man, I feel like the changes like that should come with the season patches, not with the little patches. Because changing an entire class in the middle of a season and completely either breaking them and making them useless or vice versa, it just feels weird.
Yeah.
Just to me, again, some people will probably disagree, and that's fine. That's just how I feel. I don't want to see, especially the nerfs. I understand if you have a class kind of like Ret Pally where they're really struggling and you want to buff them. I get that. I don't know that I necessarily agree with a total rework and change the whole way the class plays. I would just buff their abilities. I would save the reworks for at the start of a new season. Do it then, I think. But as far as nerfing a class that's strong, I don't like doing that during the middle of the season. If the class starts the season strong, maybe small nerfs, but large nerfs, I don't like that. Do that in between seasons.
Yeah. I just don't understand why, like, you're reworking a class and you nerf it before you can really test it.
Yes, yeah. It's kind of like the tank nerf from Mythic Zeros. That's the only testing they had is Mythic Zeros. They nerfed all the tank damage reduction without Mythic Plus even being available. So it was like, you have no data to test it on. You just have a bunch of people complaining about tanks, but it's Mythic Zeros. Yeah. It's super easy.
Yeah.
But, and several of those tanks have gotten damage reduction buffs because guess what? The nerfs weren't needed. Anyway, so let's go over what is in patch 10.1. That's not what I wanted to click.
I pulled it up.
So
start us off. We got the dungeon rotation coming up. Are we talking about play 1, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but the dungeon rotation changing. So we got the 4 returning dungeons: Neltharian's Lair from Legion, Free Ultimate BFA, Under Rot from BFA, and Vortex Pinnacle from Cataclysm.
So Vortex Pinnacle is it's whatever. It's actually not that bad of a dungeon. I kind of like that one. Under Rot, I'm kind of meh on whatever. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do like Neltharian's Lair is probably one of my favorites from Legion. I really like that dungeon. And of course, the greatest dungeon of all time, the GOAT, the one and only Freehold. Literally the best dungeon they've ever made.
That's really good, yeah.
The only dungeon, as everyone knows, everyone knows, I don't like bringing old dungeons into Mythic Plus. I don't like being part of the season pool. Freehold is the only dungeon I am okay with them doing that for. All the other dungeons, nah, make them extra on the side stuff if you want to do it. But, you know, if they're clearly going to go this route, people like it. I'm on the minority of this, but whatever. I just have to deal with it.
Yeah.
But Freehold will be a lot of fun. Freehold is I don't think there's a better dungeon out there than Freehold. So
yeah,
that Freehold is SSS tier.
And then of course there's the dungeons of Halls of Infusion, Brackenhide Hollow, Ultimate Legacy Tier, and Neltheris. So
yeah,
those are the last set of dungeons with the expansion. They'll be in the rotation, which is cool.
Yep, I'm concerned as to how those dungeons will be tuned, especially with how the dungeons for season 1 were tuned. I think
people are worried about Brackenide Hollow, to be honest.
Yes, I think there's several of those dungeons might be very, very rough. So we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I do not have a lot of faith in Blizzard with their dungeon tuning right now, just from how season 1 took them like 6 weeks, 7 weeks to get stuff somewhat tuned, and I still think Ruby Life Pools is still over-tuned. But also,
quick question.
Yes.
I heard they're getting rid of the seasonal affix.
I have heard that too. That's what I was just gonna say. I did not see anything on it, but I didn't see a lot of the stuff. Let me see here. Yes. So right here, no seasonal affix in season 2. Level 7 affix are going to get an affix refresh. So let's kind of look at this. Seasonal affix like Thundering. So so there's not going to be any seasonal affix. They are going to look at, looks like Grievous and Quaking. Okay. Follow up. Let me see. You're taking a look at they're going to take a closer look at level 7 bucket and how much opportunity there is for counterplay. How much of that is making your healer's life harder versus how much of that is an opportunity where if I play really well, I can negate the affix. So they don't really have any details on what they're doing, but they are looking at the level 7 affix bucket, which currently is Quaking, Grievous, Volcanic, Storming, and Explosive. So unfortunately, Sanguine, they're not doing anything with. Unfortunately. Now, honestly, I don't really... I guess Grievous, I can see where that could be rough on the healers, but honestly, the rest of them aren't bad. Explosive is only bad when it's combined with Sanguine, in my opinion. Explosive is not that bad. I mean, Quaking to me is fine. Grievous to me is fine, but I'm not a healer, so healers might disagree. Volcanic's the easiest affix in the game. Storming is also extremely easy. It's just a little bit of a nuisance. And the Explosive and Quaking are really the only two of those affixes that really can change the way a key is played, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know, what do you think? Do you think those really need much work done on them?
Honestly, I don't think so. I think the only one that's frustrating is Sanguine.
Well, I'm talking. These are just the level 7 ones. So you've got Quaking, you've got Grievous, you got Volcanic, Storming, and Explosive. I think the only one out of all those that, in my opinion, maybe needs to be looked at would be Grievous, just because I think that one is a struggle for healer, especially when it's combined with other ones. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what they do. They'll have more information to that as we get closer, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, no seasonal affix. That'll be interesting. I don't know. I was talking with Lynch yesterday about this. The seasonal affixes that I enjoy are the ones that, as you go farther along the dungeon, you get stronger and stronger. So like season 4, what we had with the different demons and stuff in there, that was a lot of fun in my opinion. I think season 2, I think it was, where you had the different lieutenants, and when you'd kill the lieutenants, you'd get a buff. That was fun. And then the other one that was one of my favorites was from BFA, where you would have the obelisk, and you could use those to skip anything you wanted, and you kill the lieutenants inside the obelisk. I loved that one because it gave so much customization to how you wanted to run the dungeon. That was personally one of my favorite affixes for seasonal. But I'm okay with it not being a seasonal affix. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So let's see. We do get a new zone called Zeralik Cavern, which is a large area. It's going to be underground.
In
says
10.1?
Yes, in 10.1.
Oh, okay.
It says it'll be slightly larger than Zereth Mortis was, so that's a pretty decent size zone. It's going to have access points from Azure Span, Onaran Plains, and Thaldraszus regions. You do not have to relearn Dragon Flying, so Dragon Riding, so that'll be fine. We'll be able to do that there. There's a couple new perks that are going to be coming to Dragon Riding. So I know one of them, like, you could just stop on a dime, basically. Like, it's a wing flap that brings you to a halt. Don't really know why you'd want to use that, but you know, whatever. I think it gives you some of your vigor back. And then I believe Aberrus, the Shadowed Crucible, I believe that is the new raid. Yes, and that'll be a 9-boss raid from what I am seeing here. So we'll have a new raid.
I also heard that they're gonna unlock or release all difficulties at once as well.
I have not. I'm not sure.
I saw some raiders talking about it.
It's very possible. Let me see here.
Couple streamers I was watching and talking about how it's gonna be all at once.
Here we go. So Dragonflight Season 2 is scheduled to release 1 week after the patch goes live. And that's the only information on there. Let's see here. Oh, that's not what I was looking at. Yeah, I don't think it's been confirmed because I'm not seeing anything that's from Blizzard on that. It's still possible that it might do. Oh, here we go. Yep. Yes, it is confirmed. All right, so they will be releasing them all at the same time. I don't know. So here's the thing. I saw people complaining with the first season with the raid that it was going to be releasing around the holiday. So Blizzard's solution was...
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So sorry, I completely froze there for about 15 seconds.
Oh, you're good. I think you should be good now.
Cool.
But so it is confirmed. It is going to be releasing all at the same time. Now I think I've seen people complaining about it, but the thing for me is I enjoyed it from our standpoint. I liked getting to see the heroic stuff. I think maybe what the raiders don't like, the world first people don't like about it, is maybe it puts too much pressure and changes their whole strategy. Whereas usually they have a full week to get all their heroic splits done, all their normal splits done. They can do all that stuff that they want to and not have a time constraint. However, what I was saying was they had the season 1 was going to launch shortly before the holiday season, and all the raiders were complaining about it's going to launch right at the holiday season. That's not okay. So Blizzard said, we'll launch everything at the same time. So that was to help them not have to extend the raid. That's the thing. They keep complaining about the raid progression taking too long.
Yeah.
Well, having them all launch at once literally takes almost a full week out. It reduced the raid by at least 4 or 5 days. So, like, which is it? Do you want the raid to be completed faster, or do you want a full week added onto it? I don't know. It feels like they're complaining about it either way, regardless of which way it's done. So, like, if they space it out, if you have normal and heroic, and then you have a week later as mythic, then they complain about the raid taking too long. Oh, it took 20 days to down the boss because it took a reset and almost a full week afterwards. But then if you release it all at the same time, well, then they complain, well, we didn't have a full week to gear up for it. Like, I don't know. Like, make up your mind. Pick one or the other. um,
Yeah.
I liked it all releasing at once. I thought it was interesting because more people tuned in to the events during the times that you normally wouldn't. And I enjoyed getting to see that behind the scenes thing. I think it added a whole nother layer of it. So I don't know. Maybe it was that they thought they were mad about the raids taking 3 weeks to complete, and then they had the release all at the same time, and they realized, you know what? Maybe that's not so bad compared to the time constraints that put in. So I don't know. Personally, though, at the end of the day, I don't care which way it goes, whether they release it at once, whether they release it a week later. I'm not going into Mythic with day one anyway. So, you know, for me personally, it doesn't matter. I thought it was funny that it's the same people that were complaining about the raid taking too long are now complaining about them releasing it all at once. I don't know. It seems like that was the solution that shortens up the raid schedule altogether. But they will have 9 bosses. Should be interesting, I think. I'm curious to see what they're doing lore-wise with the new patch. It should be interesting to see what direction they're going to go with Raffion and all that stuff. Who's going to be the leader of the Black Dragon Flight? Who knows? The Drogbar are returning. So that'll be fun. Let's see here. Oh, yes, this was another big thing that I am excited for. Cross-faction guilds. That's something I know a lot of people would wanted. I know a couple of the old guilds I used to be in, that was something they really wanted. I know they'll be excited to have that. We knew it was coming because they had talked about it and said it was probably going to be something they were working on. I personally was not expecting it until next expansion. So that's awesome that they got it done this quickly.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So that's big. That's huge for guilds out there. So that's gonna be really cool. It'll still be, obviously you're still gonna be on the same server to be in the guild, but cross faction is gonna be huge.
Yeah.
Let's see. So another thing. Let's go into the patch notes so far for the PTR. There's something called Fyrakk assaults. I'm not sure exactly how that is going to work, but there's not a lot of details on it. Sounds like it's going to be something maybe similar to like the elemental invasions, or just a new kind of the hunt type deal, something along those lines. I don't know. Like I said, all it says is that the Fyrakk's forces are gathering resources at Suffusion camps located in the Azure Span and Onaran Plains, disrupt their efforts to lure Fyrakk and his disciples out. So I don't know what all that entails, but that could be interesting. Let's see. Oh, this is the other thing that I was very excited about, and I'm curious to see how this works. Valor is going away.
Oh, really? So how do you upgrade that?
So there is going to... I'm glad you asked. You led perfectly into... So there is a new upgrade season that they said currently the plan is to do it for Season 2, and then they'll evaluate whether or not it worked or not worked, and decide what they want to do from there. So, It is a currency called Flight Stones that you will get from anything. Just about anything you do. Completing a world quest, killing a rare, doing a dungeon, a keystone, doing a raid boss. It doesn't say if it's PvP, but I'm guessing PvP is also going to be included in it because it says just about anything you do. And they said you'll also get items called Shadowflame Crest or fragments of them, which will come in 4 varieties from different content and difficulty levels. Shadowflame Crest and their fragments will also come from a wide range of content, including outdoor gameplay, Mythic Plus dungeons, and raids. I'm assuming PvP is going to be included, but honestly, they're not mentioning PvP in this, so I'm not sure, but I would assume it's going to be in there. It says you'll be able to upgrade almost any item in Season 2's max level gameplay ecosystem, whether it comes from a world quest or a mythic raid boss, by spending the Flight Stones and Shadowflame Crest. there are 3 categories of gear that are not going to be part of that system. The first is crafted gear, which will be upgraded using recrafting, pretty much the same way that you currently do it. The other kind of gear that is not included in this upgrade system is PvP gear. So it says PvP gearing will continue to work as it did in Dragonflight Season 1. Which you would have more knowledge into that than I would, because I don't PvP. But it sounds like that's not changing for PvP gear. And then it says the final kind of gear not available for these upgrades is the very top end of gear. So anything that is an item level comparable to a mythic raid item is not going to be upgradable. So, which, I mean, it makes sense because you have to have a limit at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's see. It says the most important thing to keep in mind is that everything here is optional. You don't ever need to upgrade your gear with the system. You can still see gear drop at the same rates, but it's meant to be able to augment and supplement your gearing journey, not replace it. But it sounds like it could be really, really good, because that gives ways to upgrade stuff even from doing world quests. So people who maybe don't have the opportunity or don't want to do Mythic Plus, like I know your parents, they don't get to do a lot of Mythic Plus because it's just they're not on often at the same time as the rest of us are. And so they don't get to do a lot of Mythic Plus, but now they can get upgradable items and currency from just doing world quests and stuff and be able to keep up with us on gear and stuff. So people like that just don't have the opportunity to be on at the same time as the rest of us, don't want to do a bunch of pugs, I think it could be really, really good. It also could be a total bust. I don't know. I like it. I'm excited for it. I'm curious to see how it works. Also, if it's replacing Valor, my question is this. Is there going to be a weekly cap like Valor had, or is it going to be no cap whatsoever? Don't know. That could be interesting.
People would farm it up pretty quick.
Yeah, and that was probably the biggest complaint that I've seen about Valor is people don't want the Valor cap to begin with. They want to be able to farm out as much Valor as they possibly can right off the bat, which, I mean, you know, I don't mind it either way. I think it would be nice to be able to do it, because regardless, I think there isn't I will say I do agree. I don't think there's a need for a weekly Valor cap, because you're already limited how high of an item level you can upgrade to based off of your Mythic Plus rating. So if you're able to get a 2000 Mythic Plus rating week 1 and be able to upgrade everything, you've done the work. You should be able to. So I don't have a problem if there's not a Valor cap. Worgans are getting a new racial, which it looks like it basically it's called Calm the Wolf. It basically just allows you to automatically assume human form when you leave combat. So it's kind of it's nothing really combat wise. It's just more of a cosmetic thing. Because I guess that was one of the issues people didn't like. I don't know. I don't play Worgen, but I think the way it worked was you could always transform into human form, but then as soon as you go into combat, it transforms you into Worgen form, and then it leaves you in there until you change yourself back. So this just means you don't have to change yourself back. I know a lot of the Worgen players are probably going to be very happy about that.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't looked through all the changes as far as patch notes, class changes, stuff like that goes. Maybe we'll cover that a bit more next podcast.
So we can get it ready for us or something.
Yeah, because I haven't really had a chance to look through it. But yeah, we'll look through that stuff and kind of see what we want to go over. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
It was not really a question for the podcast, more for you.
Yeah.
Are you coming back to WoW?
I will be soon. I was thinking about doing a couple dungeons this weekend, so we'll see if I still have time to do that. I've been so yes. Let's just go ahead and go into our weekend WoW, I suppose. I'll go ahead and kick us off. My weekend WoW has been, I haven't played WoW in like 5 weeks. it's not that I'm having any kind of, oh, I don't like WoW. No, I'm still loving WoW. I love WoW. I'm still want to play it. I just, what happened was basically there was one night nobody was on, and I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and install or buy Elden Ring and try that out because everyone always talks about it. It was so popular. Like, let's see what it's all about. I probably won't like it because I played the first Dark Souls for like half an hour and didn't like it that much. So yeah, I downloaded it, installed Elden Ring, and yeah, I'm hooked. I asked Lynch yesterday. I was talking to him. I told him I've had the game for 5 weeks. I bought it exactly 5 weeks ago. Let me ask you this. I'll ask you the same question. How many hours do you think I have logged on Elden Ring in those 5 weeks?
200.
So Lynch's guess was 150. Your guess is 200. As of yesterday, I was over 250 hours.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
There
Yes, I have been loving the game. I am very close to finishing it, I think. I'm in a very high level area right now. I don't have too much left. I think probably in a couple weeks I'll have the whole game, at least my first playthrough, I'll have it done. And then I'll definitely go more focus into WoW. Like I said, I might do a dungeon or two this week. We'll see. Probably when the 10.7 or 10.0.7 comes out, I'll probably jump back in pretty heavily. And then Elden Ring will kind of take a side seat. Still probably going to be playing Elden Ring though. It's very, very good. And I'm very excited to try other stuff out in Elden Ring. But no, we'll get back to playing WoW. I know another issue we've had is like our sleep schedules have been very, very backwards. Yes, because I've been going to sleep in the early evening and then sleeping until early morning. And I think by the time I get up, you're already asleep. So we haven't really had a chance to play together.
Yeah, I have my schedule to about 2 a.m. your time now. So
gotcha.
Midnight. I went to bed last night midnight for myself.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, once I get, it's been for me. It's been issues with everybody being sick and then other things going on. My schedule's kind of flipped around a bunch, but yeah, no, we'll get some playtime in at some point. We'll get some dungeons done. Yeah. Once I get myself to where I'm waking up earlier, I'm getting up at like 8 or 9 in the evening instead of at 4 or 5 in the morning. We'll be able to play for a few hours, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so what has your week in WoW been like?
I did a little bit of arenas with Jared like last week. Other than that, I'm just trying to get the new mannequin or Harley Quinn transmog.
Right.
I don't know if you've seen that.
Yep.
I'm gonna do a few more things, but I'm looking forward to getting it. That's all I've been really working towards.
Nice.
Other than that, I'm just gonna mess around with classes until 0.7 comes out and see if we're probably strong and what it will be.
Right. Been playing anything else?
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah. I remember you picked that up. Played a little. What you were playing? GTA? Was it GTA 5 you were playing yesterday?
I hopped on GTA 5 and it was hard. Like, the reason why I say this is I'm not used to the keyboard.
Right.
I'm used to play the controller on that game, so trying to use like abilities that like slow down the driving. One of the drivers like make stuff go slow so you can maneuver around and stuff. I can't figure out how the hell to get it to work for me.
Nice.
Like, press R. Press R. Then like comes on, comes off in half a second. Like, okay, I'll try holding it. I hold R. Comes on, comes off in half a second. What am I doing wrong? I got frustrated and quit anyways.
Right. Nah, I feel that. That's how it was with Dark Souls. I played it, and that game is not designed for a keyboard. Man, that was an issue. But now that I've played Elden Ring, I'm definitely going to probably go back and take another crack at the Dark Souls games. And now that I'm a bit more used to that play style. But, also, Uh, excuse me. I was gonna say, uh, just want to give a quick shout out to Mr. Bioshock, who has been going to the gym nearly daily and has been doing all sorts of stuff to work out and been. How much you said? I know you said you lost some weight and started getting some muscle in there because you want to play some rugby here in the future.
Yes.
So, how much have you lost so far?
15 pounds in the last month. Yeah.
Nice, very nice. I'm pretty sure I've gained about 15 pounds in the last month. So
yeah, I went from 270 to like 256.
Nice. I think I went from about 230 to about 245. So I've been eating good lately. I've been buying a lot of bratwursts, a lot of steaks, and just cooking those, and it's been good. But yeah, no, it's awesome. Glad to hear it. So, yep. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to you for it, because I know you've been working hard at that.
I got the gym today.
I don't think I can ever work out. The closest to working out that I am willing to do at this point in my life is running. Like I used to run 5Ks and stuff a lot back when I was 155 pounds. But yeah, no, I could still probably hop on the treadmill and do some running now, but lifting weights and stuff like that, I have no desire to do it.
That's fair.
I have, if I want to lift weights, I'll just go and play with my kids, because Eli's like 40 pounds and just constantly doing a 40-pound deadlift with him all the time. Yeah, just take the kid just up, down. Yeah, that's a good workout right there.
Yeah.
But no, anyway, you got anything else?
No, that's about it for me.
All right, well, I think that about covers everything for now. So it's good to have a podcast back again. It's good to get another recording. Oh, that's what I want to do. I don't know. It's hard to see because of it's black on purple. I don't know if it'll show up well with this. No, not really. Kind of. It's very hard to see. Yes, but yes, this is. Yes, this is. Yes, this is a shirt my wife got me for my birthday. The background green screen's kind of fade away, but it says Ctrl Alt Deplete on the front of it. I'm thinking about maybe seeing where she got that from, and then seeing if I can get some shirts with like our font or our logo on there, and make them a little more visible. Get a couple shirts for us. If anybody wants some shirts, maybe we can set up something to where you could purchase a shirt or something if you want one. Anybody's listening, would be awesome.
That'd be cool,
but yeah, definitely get us some shirts going. My wife's real good about finding custom design shirts and stuff like that, so I'll have to get with her and see where she got it from and figure that out. But yes, anyway, I am Buckblind. Up on the top above me, you see my little social media handles. Twitch, I am at just twitch.tv/Buckblind. YouTube channel is Buckblind the Demon Hunter. And my Twitter is @BuckblindDH. Bio, what are yours?
Got Twitch at QQ_Bioshock, and YouTube the same thing. YouTube's dead. I was working on it, and I stopped playing for a month and a half, and I haven't got any footage, so we'll see. I'm probably gonna wait, like I said, till 0.7, find a class that's strong but fun, and then just kind of make content off that. Maybe.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything I could put on my YouTube channel with like Elden Ring and stuff. I've been recording almost everything I do in Elden Ring. I don't know, we'll see. I mean, it's 250 hours of footage to go through, but I could probably find some fun stuff, maybe make a video out of or something on there. I've had this saved for the longest time. I'm a bit bummed because somewhere I played a game called Detroit Become Human last summer, and I recorded everything, but I can't find like the first half of that game on my recordings. Like I don't know, I'm very confused. I'm not sure exactly what happened with it. I'm wondering if maybe I streamed it but didn't record it, but I don't know, I might do another playthrough of that at some point in time. That was an amazing game. very, very story-based, story-oriented. I don't know if you
Yeah.
ever played it or not. It's a very fun, very intense game because it's not like you have weapons and stuff like that to do. It's literally very much like the Telltale games, but way more. Oh, I don't know what the word is. Very more.
Harder?
It's not necessarily harder, but it's more like you are playing a movie.
Right.
And you are making decisions, and every choice you make impacts stuff. Whether or not you grab this thing at this point could change something. 3 hours later could affect something there. It was very, very good, very immersive game. It was really, really good. Highly recommend it to anyone. Play Detroit Become Human. It is one of my favorite games. Very, very much recommend it. But yeah, maybe we'll also play some Bioshock at some point while you're watching, and then get that recorded, and we can, see your reaction of seeing it for the first time, and then get kind of a playthrough, put that up on the channel. Who knows? I think there's a lot of stuff we could do, but obviously the focus will be WoW. Once the patch comes out, I'll be jumping back into WoW for sure. Not sure when if you'll be jumping back in this week or next week or what, but yeah, I don't know. We'll definitely for WoW, World of Warcraft.
Oh, I'll be on every day now.
Nice. Yeah. So we'll be getting some stuff going there. But
okay.
All right, I think that just about does it. Yeah. I'm Buckblind. This is Bioshock. It's great to be back. And y'all have a great day. Appreciate you watching. And enjoy. We'll see you next time. Hopefully not quite as long as a break.
Bye.
Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.